Ice clicking off the window.
Anita's been impacted by what was a rainstorm in Boston.
Yep.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't impact us too much.
Pretty sure it's starting to swing north because I don't see much happening out our window.
Yeah, we got some ice pellets at this time.
It's less like snow, more like hail.
We had some flakes
But
earlier,
not angry hail. Just
nothing.
Not angry
rain,
hail,
but
like
not
angry pizza.
rainy.
Yeah, I learned I need to turn off the sound on Twitch, otherwise I get this weird like 3-second delay.
Yeah, that's the stream lag.
Yeah.
I usually only leave it on during the intro so I can hear us talking.
I usually keep it up for the chat. Every once in a while, somebody that's not us posts something.
Wait, people that's not us actually watch this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Michaela has a couple friends that come by occasionally too.
That we were the only ones that watched us.
No, our YouTube videos usually get like 50 to 70 views.
Wow. Look at us, we're gonna be internet famous.
Sure. We'll just have to figure out how to start merchandising. We'll be all set.
Someone this way.
There's that 3-second lag, like listening that with Michaela McNeil playing big. And then the merchandising comment twice in a row.
You just gotta stick stickers on everything.
Alright, everyone, we're back. Sunday night. Every second Sunday night. To the Forbidden Lands. The Cursed Lands, where only the brave dare travel. So, without further ado, let's introduce... I'm Mikael Hellstrom, and I'm the GM for tonight, and from the left on the screen is Josh First.
Hey folks, playing as Brainard the Sorcerer. See what type of mischief I can get into this evening.
All of it, I'm sure.
I'm Jessica, and I'm playing Frida the Bloody Demon Slayer Wolfkin, and I am here to kill things.
I am Soren. I am the only party member with all of my feet, I think. And I am a human hunter.
And I'm not Michaela or Big. I'm B playing Celestial Passage. I'm here for the clout and the product placements if anyone wants to pay me.
Clearly. Also, the Druid Healer. Yeah.
Part-time healer, full-time. Oh my god, what am I doing?
Isn't that how all the healers work? I don't know. Hellhag Productions has done the overlays and the tokens, some of the adventure tokens. And this show is rated R. This is Quentin Tarantino style fantasy western. There will probably be blood, but not necessarily this session. Maybe, I don't know. We had some last session. We'll see if it happens this session too. I don't know. But
There Will Be Blood was
expect,
such a good show.
yeah, expect people in this world to not be nice and cuddly. Expect them to be cruel and mean very often. And
I could be a rated R superstar. Just believe in me.
exactly. Synopsis of the last session. Traditionally, B does this.
I even watched last episode.
Yeah, I had to do it because you didn't even do it, so I had to.
How dare?
Exactly. But so does anyone else want to fill in the shoes that B left?
Oh, I was also replying to the Twitch chat. How dare? Rated R shouldn't be there.
We traveled a bunch. We met some orcs. We met some other orcs. The 2 orc spot. We chose a side. Things got messy. We traveled on.
We tricked stupid enough people into believing we liked them.
As you can tell, Soren has very little empathy. And I believe, actually, when we left off the last game, we had just come across some ogres.
It was, in fact, 1 ogre.
Okay, 1 is better than some.
Yeah, you had a short run-in with a blood mist as well during all of that.
Yeah.
Though Soren wasn't actually there when that happened. He was away from the camp. And
Soren thought we were all crazy.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Everything's fine.
It's a sorcerer thing anyway.
Yeah, he got back to the camp and everybody was climbing up the trees and he was like, what? It ruined somebody's rest, I'm pretty sure. But yes, when we last left off, you had just encountered an ogre. You're traveling through the edges of the Arina Forest, and there he was. Deep guttural voice echoing across the land. He was dragging a sack, and something was kicking in the sack, and then the ogre just bashed the sack again and again, and he was muttering, "Shut up, you!" I said, and the movement stopped. And yeah, there is something moving in the sack that might or might not understand what the ogre said. The ogre has not seen you guys yet.
What are our chances of actually taking this thing as a party?
What are the chances of us taking this thing as a party is basically the motto of our party.
Yeah. I'm thinking of getting it as a tattoo.
I have 1 wits remaining, but I have willpower this time.
Ogres tend to be very strong. Certainly stronger than Frida. Impossible to tell. This one is roughly as tall as Frida, but twice as wide.
Yeah, but I'm faster.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly.
Yeah, I'll look
course,
down at the missing foot and say, uh-huh.
Faster in combat. Bob and weave, motherfucker.
Beeg could, of course, try to talk to the ogre. She's pretty good at that.
Great, we need a master blaster situation.
Besides, it gets really confused if Brain has already lit it on fire.
With your wolfkin senses, can you tell if what's in that sack is human or humanoid or not?
I can try. I take a great big smell and use a willpower to try and get its scent of what's in the bag.
When's the last
With
time
my-
we bathed?
Hunter's scent.
Um,
I'll even burn the willpower for it.
I'll allow it, I suppose.
I can't speak for anybody else, but the last time I bathed was before the Eye of the Rose.
Sounds about right.
I think I might have had a bath at the Orc's castle. It smells human.
Toil and trouble and toil. And he keeps walking.
You want me to
there
take a
with
chunk
sack.
out of it?
Well, I can soften it up a bit before we get into fisticuffs with it, but do we want it? Does Big want to try talking to it first?
I'm gonna interpret Big the way I think Michaela usually does it, and reluctantly do it, going, yeah, this I don't want to get too close because it's really big and I'm
Big
not.
wouldn't want to get close to something that big, but Big would definitely want to save the human.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Big will get within shouting range and go, "Hey you! What are you doing? What's happening here?" And the ogre just kind of stops and first looks at Big. Why are you out here all alone without your mom and pop? And then notice the rest of you.
I would like to be stealthed.
Oh, of course. Then feel free to roll.
I have stealth. I'll roll as well.
I will be slightly in front of Big, probably bearing teeth.
That works.
Well, I'm not pushing that roll.
I'm the only one who manages to hide behind a shrubbery or a tree is in fact Brenar.
I blame the foot.
Yep.
I don't know what Soren's excuse is.
Rita's not even trying. I don't hide.
Yeah, no, the ogre's kind of looking at you and...
I'm going to blame your foot too.
Yeah, did you trip over the
Right.
non-existent foot?
What do you want?
What's in the sack?
A bad person.
We
Bad.
could take it off your hands for you.
Well, can't.
Why not?
He cursed me. I have to pay him back for that.
How did he curse you?
He's a priest. He can do that.
Can they do that?
Absolutely.
I don't think they can. Maybe.
Depends
I
on
don't
what
know,
kind.
but we could really pay him back for that for
Oh,
you. We're really good at that.
No, mine. I'm gonna have fun.
That seems like a lot of work.
Oh, but it's fun work. Oh,
But-
stop moving. You can
I
hear.
want to have fun too.
You can hear now someone in the
Oh,
sack
no.
going, "Help! Help!" Shut you! And the ogre just kind of
Frida
kicks the
said
sack a little bit.
that Frida wants to have fun. Is Frida speaking or the sword? Either way, oh no.
Whomever was in that sack is now in pain as well. Is in that sack.
I'll yell it to the sack. Hey, you! Are you a priest?
Yes!
Did you actually curse this guy?
Yes! Ow!
Ah, fuck him. He deserves what he gets.
Big does
Are
not.
you a real
that is
priest?
the answer I expected to hear from you, but
What did you say there, Jess?
Are you a real priest? Because I've met people who said they were priests and turned out to be demons.
I've met Jason Priestley.
Yes! Rust protect you all!
Oh, never mind.
Oh, never mind.
Have a good day, Sir Ogre.
Enjoy
Have
yourself.
I guess Big will go with the group decision on this one.
It's a rust priest. Screw it. I mean, I'd volunteer to help him. The ogre, not the priest.
Like I said, I want to have fun too.
Yo, it's my fun toy.
Okay.
Starts lugging up the sack with the priest in it. What? Why? not! You can't do this! You can't! Rust will never... Oh! And it just keeps...
Rust has a bad track record in these parts.
Well, no, not here, really. We're kind of in their lands.
You good people. Looks over you. Not a human, points to Frida. Not a human, points to Celestial. Human, points at Soren. Not a human, points at Big. Well, it's good. Human's bad. Start
I'm
walking.
not going to argue with you.
That's because you're a tree man.
Humans suck.
Starts walking away.
Rust, take you, sir. Enjoy your time in the bag.
Once he's out of sight, I'll join the party.
Where were you?
I was waiting in the sidelines to either burn it or burn the sack.
It's fair. It's what he does.
Yeah,
Just because
so
I'm old
that's,
doesn't mean I can't hide.
There you met the ogre who had a Rust brother in a sack.
Although it does bring to mind, we are on the border, if not actually in Rust Brother territory now. So we are going to have to be a little bit careful about our dislike of them.
I'm pretty
Especially when
sure
they're trying
that they're
to
not
stab
gonna
knives
hide.
in us.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, I do still have one of these. Pull out of my sack a Rust Browser's emblem.
Oh, yes.
Fairly certain I can't pass for even pretending to like them unless I pretend to be one of their slaves.
Something tells me you're not into that.
No, I'm really not.
So the unfortunate thing is we need to resupply, and the only supply places we're going to find are going to be Rust Brother.
Well, I suppose that's where you and Brain Arrow come in more than the rest of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unless we're doing raids.
Supplies, not using more supplies.
Yeah.
Not everyone in these lands is even a token believer. Unless they're at the point of a blade.
No, we're just going to have to, if we run into somebody's like, Rust to guide you or whatever, we're going to have to be like, and also with you. Or, whatever they say.
And
Getting in on the Handmaid's Tale here.
and as awful as it is, and I apologize in advance, Celestial, if anybody could pass as Russ, it would probably be myself. Considering
I know.
my lineage. So, yes.
It's okay. We still like you. Or at least I do. I can't speak for the other two.
And Soren's straight up normal enough that it wouldn't really make much of a shift.
Yeah, I've got my own issues with some of these folks, though, so.
Leslie, you can just hide your ears. You'll be fine.
Who do you think I am?
I don't know.
And honestly, if I hid my ears, do you think that would make me hide my disdain?
No.
I mean, I'll probably speak in terms they can't understand. After all, they do believe the Rust Brothers paper.
So we'll just stick to like multi-syllable words. We'll be fine.
So, we're from here, Soren.
From here, we're gonna have to see if we can find a way to ford that river, or otherwise go around to the north. Though there's do I know that there's like a little bit of a settlement to the south of us, to the
Yeah, I'm
southeast
gonna
of us?
go with that. You have heard rumors of the settlements that are pre-printed in various ways.
Okay. So there is a little settlement, like less than a day's ride to the southeast of us, or we can ford the river, or we can go around the river, and there's a larger establishment on the other side of Lake Clay from us.
I think
Sorry, go ahead, Brenner.
if anything, the further east we go, the more Rust Brother territories we go into, though. So I'm kind of also a bit concerned about going further south for the same reason.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask the same question. Do we know what the settlement south, what
Well,
their loyalties are?
Well, the south also puts it near the orc tribe that we can't promise that we won't be just like killed or taken.
So that's not the one that we like. That's the one that we killed.
That's the cousin that won't pay too much attention to the fact that the Empress sent us with missives.
Right.
Well,
Oh, and we let one of those idiots get away. Damn it.
Yeah.
well, if we go around Lake Clay to the larger. Do I know? Is that a city or is that a castle or just on the far side of Lake Clay
fortress?
from us?
That would be some kind of castle, yeah.
So I mean, it's a castle, but the castle's gonna have like a surrounding area where it's close to the border. It might be a little bit more mixed bag of people. So we may not stand out as much in a larger area, maybe.
It's worth checking out, but there is the risk that it might be also fanatical if it's on their
Yeah.
side of the border.
And
But
if
I mean, we need the resources if nothing else, and
If they're
It'll-
fanatical, I become a problem.
and it seems to me too, if memory serves, we're actually not far from a place called Whaler's Hold. I don't know if Braynar or Celestial Passage have ever heard of it.
Celestial, do you happen to remember anything in relation to lore about that region? Cough, cough. I only got a 3 pull.
I heard they're whalers of the moon. I got a success. I mean, as much as magic power's nice, I'm not gonna instantly drop my wits by 2. Probably another couple after that. So, Lord on high of mastery, mystery, and storytelling.
I've
Do I know anything?
sent you a message
Oh.
in chat. Yeah.
The hidden chat of hidden.
Yes.
I believe that's the ruins of an old dwarven hold.
Not a damn button. Not another one.
Well, I mean, that was a mines of a fortress, so I don't remember there being quite so terrible a set of tales attached to it.
Is this one at least not cursed by demons?
It's
I
the
don't think my
forbidden-
fur can take anymore.
It's the Forbidden Lands. Basically, you go to a place, you flip a coin.
Mhm.
I mean, look at our track record thus far.
Yeah. I only became the demon slayer in like the last month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's it.
I mean, assuming we can resupply at this castle or fortification or whatever, Whaler's Hold's only a day-ish out by horseback, and might be a chance to actually acquire some stuff that we can sell because we are poor. Like, I mean, I live in the woods and I don't have enough money to sustain my lifestyle.
Soren, I think you've made a decision. Let's move towards the wash.
If we're heading for that fortress, then we don't need to find a way to ford the stream. We'll just go follow the stream around and around the north side of Lake Clay.
I think that's the best way. Yep.
So you're moving north because you had 1 hex left to move this quarter day, so you can indeed move 1 hex.
Yeah.
How are you traveling? Are you going sort of through the middle of the forest, or are you going along the riverbank in this one?
Along the riverbank.
Okay.
The travel's going to be easier for the horses, and the way Frida is going through rations, being close to a source of water is good.
That is fair. So lead the way then. And scouting again.
I will push. I will not succeed.
Interesting. That means that we have ourselves a mishap, unless you have a pride?
No, my pride is. I don't believe my pride is applicable. Nope. I at one point in time was very proud of the way I could lead people through the woods.
Not so
And
much
then you got
anymore.
us lost.
Do you want to roll the mishap or
There's
should
just so many of us, it's become very distracting.
I will roll. It's a d6.
It's a...
Frida counts as 2 peoples.
Let's see now. It's a...
Apparently, lately I've
D48?
been eating like 2 people.
It's a
It's a
D66?
D66 actually, yeah. No, D48 it says here, but that's maybe because of the table. There is a rollable table among the tables. If you
Yeah, I apparently rolled a 66. Thank God that wasn't a critical.
Yes! Thank God it wasn't. No, but the lead the way mishap... Okay, I can go into the tables in the in the player's handbook as well. What's that? 66 for lead the way. Oh, interesting. So you're making your way through
no.
the forest, and you're not alone. It's a very attentive. I'm gonna say a raven actually, who decides to follow you, and
Soren, friend of yours.
at some point it gets a bit annoying because it's trying to get into someone's backpack. I'm thinking Big's backpack first, and then it
Soren.
flies away.
Free food!
Maybe it saw something shiny.
Soren, the bird's trying to take Big.
Maybe it saw something shiny there.
Yeah. I don't think ravens are actually edible. So
Doesn't it just taste like chicken?
no, they're they. If I remember correctly, I think they eat carrion amongst their diet, so not consumable.
Meanwhile, as you are being hassled by this obnoxious bird, I think it's Celestial who gets the hair standing out on the back of your neck, and you recognize it from just the other day when the blood mist came crawling along the ground.
Oh, familiar.
Yep. And the air feels like some kind of energy.
Oh, here we go, people.
Yep. It is in fact coming from the forest, deeper inside the forest, sort of rolling down towards you.
What was it for the save again? The climate tree?
It's a move roll, yes.
Okay.
I can roll for big. Everybody wants to succeed with this one.
Oh, definitely.
I'm gonna push that one. Oh dear. That didn't go well for big at all.
Wow. That's a near impossibility.
Oh, I made mine though.
I
Oh,
made
no.
it, but oh my God, am I sore?
Brennar,
Brainar's
you're out.
Brainar's out. Oh no.
Brennar stumbles and falls over and is
It
in
butts
fact
the tree.
broken. You don't take critical injury from pushing a roll, just saying. So that's not a problem. But you do, you are in fact, I don't know what happens. You are trying to climb the tree, the branch breaks, you fall down, you knock your head out.
I got
Something like that.
3
You're
on
all
mine.
woozy in the head.
Can I pick up Raynar and fire him and carry him up the tree?
I will allow that with the might roll.
Okay.
Yeah, gonna leave Big down there too.
I can try and carry them both.
Well, maybe one first and then the other.
One success for Brainer.
Yep.
I put him over the tree and I go back down for Big.
Yeah, the problem now is that if you the blood mist is coming in, and this time, I mean, Big is stuck down there. So.
Damn, I can't just dispel it.
No, you can't. You can't.
And it's a shame.
But yeah, you will have to go inside the blood mist to get Big out, and she's standing down there. She's crying out to you.
Fuck it, I'm doing it.
And I'm gonna have to roll for her because
another success to get Big out.
Oh, good. Good for her. Yeah, she's very grateful. That was too close. I thought I saw something in there, but that was way too close.
We're gonna train how to climb trees.
Apparently.
I thought
yeah,
you
it's
did
gonna
this all the time.
Take a little while for you guys to. Again, the blood mist is doing what it has done before. That red cloud, red mist rolls underneath you.
I really don't like how
Brenner
people
is completely knocked
against
out in a
us.
branch, stuck in a branch somewhere.
Can we get maybe Big to do a heal roll to wake Brainer up?
We can indeed, since he is broken. That works excellently. Brenner regains 1 point in that attribute, and is no longer broken. Big manages
Brenner's like,
to...
why the fuck am I in a tree?
Yeah, I think Big takes like
what
a
happened?
towel or part of the sleeve and just drenches it a bit with water and sort of dabs your cheeks and your forehead a bit with water so you come to again and your eyes stop going cross-eyed.
The blood mist showed up again. I had to carry you up a tree because you knocked yourself out.
Yeah, last thing I remember was climbing and then pain. Oh gosh, why does it hurt?
That was falling with style.
Yeah, I think I tore every muscle I have.
Yeah, it takes you an hour or two. It's hard to tell time with the mist around, and it's not blocking out the sun, of course. You're outside of the mist. It's below you. But it's still disorienting and makes it harder to tell exactly how shadows fall on the ground and so on. But eventually it does dissipate, and you can climb down again. You have lost a bit of time here, but at least you're now in that new hex. As you are sitting up there, the bird will try to steal some of your food because you're in the tree now, and you can't really move away from it.
Handle animal on the bird?
You can do that, yes.
You go right ahead.
Just for fun.
Yeah, no, it
No.
doesn't work at all.
The bird thinks I want to eat it.
Yep. It stays away from you. It's a smart bird.
I'm gonna push. No, I don't want to.
I'll safe cast animal speech and tell it to fuck off.
I mean, that
better
works. It obeys you. Okay, animal speech is not really obeying as such. Beastmaster is obeying, but it's
come
like,
on, man. The wolf will eat you. This won't go well.
but food. I
I'll
want
leave
food.
you- I'll
Actually,
leave you-
Frida
I'll
could probably
leave you-
stomach a carry-on bird without
It's
issue.
like I'll
so
leave you some food behind when we get out of the tree, okay?
All right. It will relent.
Yeah.
The advantages of having a druid. And as you finally manage to climb down from those trees and start making your way further on, as you're following the river, you do see further up along the river, but on the other side of the river, a couple of pillars of smoke, like campfires or something like that, in the distance.
Well, if we can see them, they're going to see us. There's
We're only seeing their campfire just yet, unless Celestial
No,
can
you just see the-
spyglass and see if they're.
I can spyglass.
Friendly.
It's a great scene.
Yeah, it's
It's like perfect.
you all you can see right now because of how the landscape is a little bit rolling, and the riverbanks and so on is basically those two smoke trails. You can't see the fires as such. You have to get a little bit closer, but I mean you're working on it. You're marching, and eventually it takes, I'm gonna say, another hour perhaps of walking for you to get close enough to see that on the other side of the river there is some kind of settlement. There are a couple of trails of smoke coming up from behind a palisade, and there's a small wooden pier sticking out with
No, there's like a marsh folk village over there.
with a boat attached, and there are people there. There's someone sitting close to the boats. It's two people, humans by the looks of it from this distance. But I mean, you're kind of far away, so it could be anything human-sized, really, leaning against their spears.
Looks like it might be a marsh folk village. There's a couple people over there by that boat, but they are armed, so they're clearly on watch.
I mean, we're gonna have to camp soon anyway, and if we start up a campfire, they're gonna see the fire. So.
Yeah.
We might as well try and make ourselves look friendly.
Sure, try smiling without baring your teeth.
Have you ever seen a wolf smile without baring its teeth?
No,
It tries, it doesn't go well.
I'm sure this will go fine.
If someone was to paint a picture of that image, it would be noted for its humor for generations to come.
Shall Big call them? Shall someone else do it? Friendly face.
I am not a people person.
She is.
So, yeah, Big really is the face of the party.
Yep.
Let's let Big do the talking. That's what
Ahoy
she's
over
good at.
there! And she waves. It takes a couple of moments for them to. And then there's some kind of arguing over there. You're too far to hear, but one of them will finally go, Ahoy! What are you doing on the orcish side of the river?
We got lost!
We got lost!
And it's the easiest half truth there is.
Exactly.
Not even
No,
a
I mean,
half
it's not
truth. We are
entirely
lost.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. After a moment or two, you'll see that someone is in fact getting into the boat and starting to row over. It's far too wide for you to cross just on the horses.
Yeah. Keep an eye out, see if they have like tentacles or anything.
Yeah, it takes a little while, but this fella comes over. She might be 35 or so, has a bit of a scar across the forehead, hair in a bundle, heavy set, dressed in a leather jerkin, spear is lying there in the boat. She's staying a little bit away from the shore. Ahoy there, she says. Who are you? What are you doing here? Where are you going? What should
We're
Big
looking-
reply?
Waiting for somebody to lie better than I do.
We got lost in the woods and we're looking desperately for a place to resupply before we move on and adventure in the wilderness.
Oh,
Why not?
adventurers, huh? Well,
I say Big wouldn't lie in that situation is all I'm thinking. Like
yeah,
it's straight up truth.
it is straight up truth. Well, she's looking towards Frida. Like,
That's part of why we stay in the wilderness. In our adventures.
yeah, she's like,
She,
Well,
Is there any symbols?
she, not really. Not really as such. No, maybe she. Yeah, she has, in fact, on the belt a little like piece of cloth with a shield sign of some waves marking water and 3 fish above it.
Not the rest.
yeah.
Not the rest. You can roll for lore to figure out if if you've seen this symbol before.
Roll
Oh.
what? Sorry, it kind of went
Lore.
rolling.
Celestial has not.
Ugh. Well, that doesn't surprise me.
These southern lands, you know.
Yeah.
Did you say you had, Brennan?
No.
Well,
Pretty sure it's Flo.
we are Big will say words to the effect. We are definitely not dangerous for anyone. We just want shelter for the night. I'm gonna roll Big's manipulation because that's what she's for. And with her soft tongue and completely harmless demeanor, she manages to convince this village guard of some kind, to in fact ferry you all over, including the horses, which is going to be a bit of an affair because, of course, only so much can fit in a boat of that size at any one time. So you're
It's
gonna
like
have to take turns.
It's going to be
You
one
know,
of those puzzles. If we leave Frida with the horses, Frida eats the horses, and so on and so forth. And we have to figure out the right way to transfer everybody across.
I'm not gonna eat the horses.
I think the militia lady will want to take Frida last, to be honest.
Because I'm
Wait.
scary or because I'm heavy?
Yes.
Well, what I've heard, and she's saying this before you start loading in things, I've heard from the Rusk brothers that her kin are demonic.
No, honey, I kill demons.
Well, you'll have to tell that to the Rusk brothers now, won't you? We have
That's
a couple
right.
of them in the village, you see. Now, there ain't much in the village right now, because the village was burned down. We're here from Moorshire, you see. And we're here just to guard it in case the orcs come back. But we're not here alone. We're here with some iron guards and a Rust brother or two, and they're doing their thing, and of course, and I just thought I should share that with you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we're really just looking for someplace to bed up for the night.
If it was up to me, I'd have you over. Seem harmless enough, and she looks again at Big. Ish. And then she looks with that side eye at Frida. But again, we do have Rust brothers and Iron Guards who might not take as kindly to her, as it were. But I suppose if you can talk to them, it'll all work out in the end, won't it? It's safer there than in the forest, that's for sure.
Yes, because talking always works out well for my kind.
Mm.
Now, you never know when the orcs might be back. You know.
That's right.
I don't know if you've heard, they killed everyone.
Everyone.
Well, almost everyone. A few people managed to get away. They ran, of course. But yeah, it was a great big battle. There was we had well, the generals had an army here and everything, but the orcs managed to get through and smash through and plunder out a lot of the place. Stillside is such a quiet place, otherwise harmless. Never done anyone any harm, and yet Aslings and orcs over this past month. Bad business, I tell you. Bad business.
No, I'd heard that someone had seized territory from them, which may have provoked everything. I didn't hear much more than that because we were much further in the north.
Orcs, those savage creatures. Oh, can't trust them. They're just out there to destroy everything, aren't they?
Some are better than others, but a lot of them are quite violent and vicious. Unreasonable.
She's just looking at Celestial with a great deal of skepticism about the whole some are better than others part.
Well, not every human's an upright citizen either.
Well, you're right about that. Those Asleans, they can be a plague, can't they?
Yeah, sure can.
Soren isn't wearing any type of Asleen clothes or anything, is he? No?
No.
No, I figured he wouldn't be, but, you know. Yeah, so she will help. Who wants to go over first?
I'll go over first.
Yeah, I'll probably also. If
It's
two
gonna
can fit,
be
if not, it'll be
two people and a
second.
horse, maybe, yeah. 2 people and a horse, perhaps.
Yeah.
You have, what, everyone has a horse, right?
Yep.
So it's gonna be...
I'll be one of the last because I'll just, like, comfort the horses and make sure that they're okay. Not going to be too skittish on the short trip.
You take care of Twilight, Celestial. I want to see it on the way back.
Twilight will sparkle.
You named your horse?
Always name your horse. Soren.
Soren's
No.
horse is Nay.
My horse's name is Horse.
Alright.
That's not what the horse was telling me.
So is anybody else concerned that she seems to have everything very confused?
What do you mean?
She seems perfectly rational for someone from this neighborhood.
Iron Shields working with Rust Brothers, working with locals, and don't like orcs.
I'm gonna end up dead in this town.
No, you're not.
Still
First
got
of
the
all,
shackles, right?
So first of all, it's a wreck, not a town.
Oh, it doesn't have vision. That's why.
See, it's just darkness because there's
Yes,
nothing
it
there.
is. There we go. That should work. Now,
Okay.
there we go. So, yeah, this is basically what you see from that side. And slowly but surely, I'm zooming in here a bit. So slowly but surely, Soren will be brought over to the other side.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me if the Rust Brothers engineered the
Well,
situation.
okay. I see someone else was...
Yep, I got my token.
Yeah. And Brenner was going there as well?
Yep, Renner will also go.
There we go.
Nope.
You don't really need to be a light source right now. But that's okay.
Light them up.
Light him up. Yeah, when you get across to the other side, there's still a bit of a smell of fires, burnt wood, and other things. But it's getting old by now. But primarily what you can see is as you get off on the actual pier, all those houses that have just been absolutely gutted and are now ruins of a village, basically. Roofs have caved in. The walls are completely black, or at least partially so. The upper sides of the walls by the fire tongues that must have come out of windows. Yeah, it's a mess. There's debris all over the place, and there's some people coming over, including, in fact, an iron guard. Looking like so, with the symbol of rust on the chest. Holds up the hand, still has the hand on the sword, and it hasn't drawn the sword or anything. It's just, who goes there? Who are you? What are you doing here?
We're just travelers looking for a place to bed up for the night.
There's no such place around here. If you want a place to bed up, you either go up north to Willow's Keep or up the river to Moorshire.
Yeah,
That's where the taverns are.
we are heading north, but we're not going to get there tonight. So we're hoping that we can, set up our tents here as opposed to in the forest.
Very well. The rust will protect you tonight.
Of course.
Thank you.
Who's the person in charge here?
Here, that would be, he looks around. Oh, there you have him. Sergeant Tescalin over there. Points towards another Rust brother. An Iron Guard.
Hey guys, I hear Sergeant Tesco is in charge, which means we can get some groceries.
Tescalin.
Tesco.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for letting us camp here. The woods aren't safe.
I am curious to see whether this Iron Guard might notice that someone is a half-elf. They're not known for their... Nope. Just another two humans out in the woods who got lost.
If you would, I was going to pull out the symbol.
Ah. Yeah, so a bit south there's a trio of tents, army camp style, sitting around a campfire, and that's definitely where the smoke was coming from. As you, are you approaching and going inside the palisade of the village, or are you going to stay by the pier?
I'm just gonna very quickly, Rainer. We're gonna have to let them know about Frida.
Yep.
So this may not go well.
Yes. So, how do we want to handle this, Soren?
I'm in no shape for a fight. I pulled every muscle I have when that blood just came through.
Yes, I also agree. So I think if anything, we politely ask if we can stay in the northern part and just keep to ourselves.
Yeah, and if they say no, then we hopefully just be on our way.
Yep, I think that's fair enough.
Okay. So we will go find the captain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fellow standing around there, having supper apparently.
Frida, you can cross with Vic just in case.
She's currently making a tea. She'll be back.
Oh.
Ooh.
He apparently has tentacles.
Yep.
Yay!
Sticking out from the side.
Excuse me, Captain?
Yes.
Sergeant? We just thought we should let you know that we're adventurers that got lost in the woods, sellswords as it were, looking to make some coin. Got lost in the woods, and some of the folks here said it'd be okay if we bedded down within the palisade for the evening rather than in the forest where the orcs are.
Rust will protect you.
We just wanted to let you know that one of our members is a wolfkin.
What?
She is a very good sellsword, believe it or not.
A wolfkin.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're quite happy just to stay to the north end of the village, keep to ourselves.
We cannot be seen protecting demon spawn. But we can take her off your hands. Send her for purification.
That's not really an option.
She's really valuable to us in the northern lands.
May Rust forgive you for such speak. Takes a couple of steps towards you. trucking with demonkin, are you?
Just trying to make a living.
Is it really a life?
So we
The
understand
boat, by
if-
the way, is on the way over with the next group. Who would that be? I can't hear you, B, because...
Big for sure, because, you know, our talker.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Maybe a cloaked Frida.
Frida just comes bouncing up. Sorry, guys, the last load was a little heavy. What did I miss?
Time to swim. I mean, take
Yeah, there.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to camp here, guys.
Why? What did I do?
Let's just make off.
Tescalin is right there, right? And so he's gonna be like,
Yeah, he hasn't left you guys.
Yeah.
Miguel was asking us who was the next
Yeah.
cross while you're in the city a little bit.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm just going to look at Brainerd saying we're not going to be able to camp here.
We thank you for the opportunity and rest be with you. And I pull out the symbol and put it on my in my pocket.
That's a good idea. Maybe you can roll a manipulation, even though your empathy is terrible. I'll give you a gear die for the rust symbol. Seeing as Big hasn't arrived yet.
So just a straight up empathy +1?
Yeah. Empathy plus a gear die.
Okay.
Want to push it?
Sure, I got nothing to lose but another full stat.
Exactly. Well, apparently didn't make too much of a difference. Sizing up the company. Yeah, maybe you had better be on your way.
Thank you very much.
We're not here to send people to the camps, though we should by rights.
Wait, is he talking about me?
From the other side of the river.
Yeah, from the other side of the river.
Oh, okay.
But you'll have to pay a fee for it.
Haha.
5 silver.
Do we have 5 silver?
I throw him 1 gold and say, enjoy your evening.
He pockets it. Seems very pleased with himself being a corrupt and bribed guard.
You could have paid him the gold to stay there.
I am going to be doing a quick head count as to how many of these Iron Guard there are that I see.
guy
I
was
mean, you see
incredible. You
quite a
could have
few.
bribed
They do have a garrison here. You can't see. You don't know exactly how many Iron Guard there might be because there might be patrols out walking. But just around the campfire, you see another 3. So that would be 3 or 4, and then there is at least half a dozen militia here. So it's going to be around 10, slightly shorter than a dozen people just in the vicinity of where you are. But this is a very flat country as you're looking out. Certainly the palisade gets in the way of blocking your vision out of the village here and there, but there are enough holes in the palisade by now that you can see outside there are patrols walking, so within shouting distance there will be more coming.
Aw, that means I'm probably not gonna get to eat any tonight.
Don't eat them. They're disgusting and you don't know where they've been.
That's fair.
So yeah, back to the boat.
Back to the boats.
So I'm guessing I just get to the other side of the river and you guys are like, nope, get back in.
That's exactly.
What did I do?
Just, we'll talk on the other side.
Yeah.
You will notice
This is-
that the militia troopers who are doing what they can to row you back and forth, and now they're going to be really muttering that they have to redo the whole thing for some of you. They've been looking at your sword there, Frida, because the hilt is golden. They are
I
not
wrapped
saying
it in-
anything. They're not going to pick a fight with you, that's for sure. But their eyes
I
are
wrapped
just
it
drawn
in
to
pelt.
Yeah, the green stone. Yes. Have you done the same?
No, I wrapped the
Oh,
whole
the
hilt
whole
in
hilt.
pelt.
Okay, then they won't be looking at it quite as much.
Frida's not stupid.
Because a golden hilt
Well.
will draw some attention there. So yeah, you all go back across the river again.
Yeah.
A short stop in Stillside.
So does somebody want to
what
tell me
was?
what I missed?
Rust Brothers being Rust Brothers.
Oh, did they want to lock me in a cage?
Probably
Yeah.
send you for purification.
Yeah.
Which is really funny considering we've seen tentacles out of their sergeant over there and they're hacking around about demons.
That's perfectly natural to them, remember. We're in truck with demons, not them.
I'll show them demons.
I've seen demons. I'm not a demon.
You are to them.
But so are half
Racist
elves.
Sons of
So
bitches.
So we should move on a little bit before we set up camp, just in case they decide to follow us or something.
Yeah, you
So we're
can,
pushing?
you can get yourself into the forest a little bit. I'm not
Yeah.
going to have you do a lead the way. You're not trying to get into a new hex or anything at this point. It's just
No, just
putting
back.
distance.
Yeah, just into the forest. If they're concerned about coming into the forest because of the orcs, then that'll give us an extra layer of protection if they send anybody.
So I suppose that means that we get to bring out the party sheet and think about who's doing what for setting up camp. Because someone is going to do that, right? Soren will
Yeah.
make camp. Who is keeping watch? Celestial again?
Yep.
Anyone want to rest during this quarter day?
yes, please.
Let's have a look at Big. Could do with some resting as well, but I mean she can rest during the actual night too, depending on who's going to keep watch during the night. Since Celestial is keeping watch now, someone else will have to do it during the night. Who's going to keep watch during the night?
I'll rest now and then keep watch during the night.
Alright. Okay. Soren has made camp without any problems.
Yay! Thank God.
And Celestial is keeping watch to see if any Rust Brother menace might be coming close or not. Whatever might happen, you will not get surprised this evening. It's a nice little place you've found, Soren. It's like a depression in the ground keeps you out of immediate view from other people, and the campfire then can't be spotted very far away. There's enough shrubberies. It's like a small creek that leads down to join the river, and that little area that the creek has sort of dug out for itself makes for an excellent spot for you to keep away from prying eyes.
Excellent. All right. We also need the settlement that we're headed towards is going to be Rust Brothers as well, and we're going to run into the same sort of problem. So maybe not everybody should go replenish at the same time.
That's something to consider for sure.
So you and Brainer go for a supply run, and we'll stay back and watch the camp. Maybe you, Brainer, and Big.
Yeah.
Big is good at talking about things. Oh, does this mean splitting the party? For this evening, at least, nothing foul befalls you. It is quiet, which is nice after a long day of traveling and running into ogres and blood mists and whatnot. So comes the night, and Brennar was gonna keep watch, right, while everybody else is resting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That works quite well. You do not get surprised by anything this night either, which is nice for you.
Nice and peaceful for once.
Yes, it is a nice and peaceful
Mm.
night for the first time in a little while for you guys. There's been way too much traffic in the forest for your taste. And so the morning of Springrise 34th starts. And it starts with... it's okay, the weather. Cloudy. Cloudier than yesterday. But no rain. Not much in the way of wind. So that's good.
Alright.
Are you gonna have breakfast or set out for the tower right away?
I'm gonna have breakfast. That way it's done.
Oh right, Big has to have breakfast as well. Since we're doing that. Yep, that was alright. So I
Frida's
guess
still eating for two.
you are rolling for your resources, so yes. Excellent.
Can't believe you're pregnant.
With the demonic sword, apparently.
So, moving on towards the northeast, I guess.
Yep. Around the north side of Lake Clay there.
Yeah.
So are we all going, or this is the replenishing run? I'm confused.
Well, I mean, you can.
I think we're moving towards the actual castle.
We get closer.
This place.
Yeah. If you want to make camp closer to that place, that might be a thing.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we'll at least get to like within a couple miles of the
Yeah.
of the place. We're not leaving you like a day's journey behind.
No, a hex is about 10 kilometers across, so
Yeah.
it's if you're staying there, you're gonna be very far from each other. But I mean, so you can
Yeah.
all of you can move 2 hexes towards the northeast, towards this plain hex just north of Lake Clay, without getting close to the actual. Oh, Soren, are you still wrestling with your wits there?
Yeah, well, I'm so badly messed up that I had to heal my agility, so my wits is still down.
Fair enough.
There we go, though.
Yay!
Good job.
Success. That means
Soren's just still pissed off with the audacity of the racists.
No, actually, right now, Soren is contemplating, like, if I get a good night's sleep, I could probably take out 3 of them before I know I'm there.
I mean, he's not entirely wrong. They do have heavy armor, helmets, chain.
You could take out 3 with the
shields.
arrows. Brainard could probably take out at least another 2 with fire, and then my sword could probably take out at least 1 or 2 more.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
I
if
don't
you're...
want. I don't want to date Rust Brothers.
No, I want their heads.
You want head? I get that.
yeah. But I need to replenish, otherwise, like, I'll run out of arrows, and then I'll be like, well, fuck.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on my last food here, so.
Yeah.
So, who is doing the scouting here?
The same person generally does it.
Didn't roll it yet.
Was waiting for everything else to settle down.
Mhm.
Oh, look at that. You spot them then. There is a great number of birds in this area around a particular spot in the forest that you can see. You know, you're using a looking glass, you're surveying the area, and yeah, that's, for a druid, this is the telltale sign of carrion birds flocking to a feast. There's a lot of them.
There was a massacre over there. There's a lot of carrion birds, which
Oh,
will turn aggressive if we get too close as well.
lovely.
They've hunkered down. We don't want to really interfere with their meal.
No, they can have it.
Yeah.
I don't eat things that are already dead and not cooked.
Be interesting to find out what actually happened, though. Wonder if that's the orcs and Rust Brothers going at it.
Yeah, it is right on the border, so a conflict between the two is not out of the question.
Do we
Well-
want to go over and sniff around?
That's the question.
No,
We can have a look, but be wary for when it's time to stop advancing.
yeah.
Don't
I
piss
see-
off the birds. Got it.
I assume you're in tune enough with them that you can tell when they start to get a little bit agitated.
Usually, but not always.
Okay.
I've been less fooled by by sentience than I have by animals.
Well, animals tend to be more honest than people, so. Alright, we will cautiously approach.
A message in the chat there to our resident sorcerer who knows these kinds of things.
Whoa. Yeah, let's keep moving. Which is really funny considering the new path that I took recently.
What is it, Brenner?
Let's just keep moving. Don't worry about it. Celestial,
enough.
you're 100% sure that it's carrion? That's a
They're
question.
They're eating something.
They're eating something, and those are definitely scavengers that feast on the dead.
Yeah, let's not even nearly go close to that, and make sure you keep scouting as we move. I'm pretty sure it's the dead.
Are we talking zombies again?
Well, the
It's-
blood mist was nearby.
Yeah,
I thought the blood mist just killed you. I didn't know it reanimated you.
something's gotta be in the blood mist.
Oh,
Big said she thought she saw something in it.
Yeah, so that's a thing. Let's get going.
yeah. I almost became a zombie once. I don't want to do it again.
Almost.
Yeah. And
Rita, if you ever become a zombie, I promise to put you down.
Appreciate it.
As you're moving away from that particular site, Brennar's fears are vindicated for you after a while there, Celestial. You're keeping track with that looking glass, and sure enough, you can see shuffling between the trees.
Yep, there's some dead over there. They're shambling. The shambling dead.
Oh,
Is
lovely.
it quick shambling or slow shambling?
Doesn't matter. Hard fucking pass.
Early George A. Romero, not late George Romero.
Hard pass.
They seem
Zombies are a no.
completely unaware of you.
Let's make towards the keep.
Yeah, let's
Keep
keep it
on
that
keeping
way.
on.
Yep.
Although, do you guys don't like if like an undead bites somebody, do they become one of them?
Do you remember that infection that Frida had that I cured?
Yes.
I
So-
mean, Laurel again. If you want to, add your heads together, there you can help whomever wants to do the Laurel with the skill die.
6 on my NB. It's up to you.
Well, we're both 6.
I will add a skill die with my practical knowledge of almost becoming a zombie.
You can roll it.
Okay. Two skill die for assists.
Yay.
Okay. I'm too busy keeping watch to apparently really think about much,
Yeah.
but at least I thought about some.
I'm just thinking that if these things hit the Rust Brothers, then the Rust Brothers get turned into these things, and then
We have zombies with tentacles.
No, I don't think they have, for some reason, I don't think the Rust Brothers have a lot to worry about in those situations.
alrighty.
Do their tentacle experiments somehow make them immune to zombies?
Or it might be that something's directing it that's kind of on their side.
Oh, they have a necromancer.
It's not outside of the realms of possibilities.
Oh, peachy. All right, let's keep.
I didn't notice the mist heading towards the river. I noticed it swarming through the woods.
Yeah.
Hey.
On the other side from their problems.
Brainer, is that something you could do eventually? It would be nice if we could turn zombies against other people.
No.
In due time, we'll
Let
chat.
the dead rest.
Big is definitely voting for.
Let the dead rest.
Yeah, no, I mean it's useful, isn't it, in a fight? So I don't have to.
No.
We have other ways of making sure you don't have to fight without disturbing the balance that greatly. I mean, look what happened.
Well, I'm just saying, if they're already up and walking, turning them against the enemy might be useful.
Look over there. That's not walking. That is not walking.
Up and shambling?
Yes, they're the shambling dead.
I do have to
Anyone that
agree.
tells you otherwise is lying to you.
I do have to agree with Celestial that it would literally be a my life death situation that something like that would occur. Otherwise, it is breaking the balance of things.
Just saying, it might be helpful down the road.
I am continuing to lead us away from the zombies.
Feel free to roll and lead the way for the next hex. Still just the morning. You can get to that castle by noon. You do have horses.
Look at that roll.
Finally, best roll of the night. So as we approach,
Oh, that's not going to be pushed at any time.
oh
Holy
my
crap.
God.
But at least there was a 1 on that.
Yeah.
Just what I need. I'd wind up both smacking my head and half breaking my spyglass again. Ooh.
Uh-huh. Well,
That's
you
why I
didn't
said,
have 2
ooh.
successes.
Is that big stealth?
Nope.
No.
I hope that's big stealth.
Alrighty. So as we're approaching, we're gonna need a list as to what we need to get.
Oh,
wrong
you're
one.
doing something, are you? No?
I clicked on the wrong thing. I was trying to look it up.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's up to you if you want to use it or not.
Well, it won't help me with that roll anyway, so that part
No,
at
it
least
won't.
is safe. And it's not like distance range is the next hex, so... I'll save that for if stuff starts happening at night, I guess.
Yeah.
Food ingredients, weapon upgrades. Well, not upgrades, but the arrows. I need a new shield.
Yeah, I think arrows and food,
The comparison
torches would be nice.
Torches is the only thing that I'm down to. I'm a D8. I'm a D10 or a D12 for everything else.
I am a D8 on food and water.
Okay. So who all needs food?
If
I'm
you
not a
get
critical
me,
case.
if you just get the ingredients, I can make mass amounts of food. I just need the ingredients.
And access to a kitchen, which we don't have.
Correct.
I thought we had a camp kitchen.
We did one a long time ago, but no.
We don't anymore?
Nope.
Was that with
Okay.
the dwarves, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe. All right.
Maybe a
Arina,
camp kitchen if you can find one for a reasonable price.
Or steal one.
Yeah. Brainard, how much food do you need?
I'm currently sitting at a D6 and water's at a D8, so I need food.
Yeah.
There's a river right there.
There's a lake too, south of you, and it's a big lake, big enough for you to not be able to see to the other side.
Frida, what are you at for food?
So
D8.
big is good. D12, D12.
Celestial, what are you at for food?
D10. I think that's because I shared with someone.
Me, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Other than me, who else needs arrows?
I'm at a D10. I could use a couple, but you are obviously more important. Big probably could use some. If I remember.
A couple extra bows, because they seem to keep breaking.
Yeah, bow probably would be a good idea.
Yep.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Me neither. What type of shield do you need, Frida?
Large one? Preferably made of metal if you can find one, but I'll take wooden if you can't.
Okay. Who all needs torches?
Yes, please.
I am
Yeah, I
usually
could
not
use
a light
torches.
bearer, so...
Okay. Brainard, what are you at right now?
I'm fully out. I have no torches left. Now, mind you, and I take out my oil lamp, I have this still.
Celestial, you
You-
need torches?
Yeah, I'm at a D8. That's because we ran through so many.
I am just doing.
Calculations.
I am calculating because I don't know how much money we actually have. I mean, last I checked, it was somewhere down around slim and none. But then Mr. Moneybags over here threw a gold away. So
Listen, I've been keeping track of my gold the whole time. I apologize.
I've been keeping track of my single gold the whole time as well.
There you go.
So,
As a
I
matter of
have
fact,
one
Celestial
gold.
Passage will
one gold is a gold.
will offer his gold if the party needs it.
Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck about money. You can have the money.
So you're gonna lead the way into the next hex, Soren?
yes, I should do that.
Obviously, nothing particular happened here.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing to be seen here or seen by.
Exactly.
Zombies.
Yay!
Let's not forget, you have in
Okay.
fact. Well, I guess you didn't explore the hex as much. You touched on it and left immediately. I don't know. I was thinking about the that hex.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you just sort of booped it.
we know what feature is in that hex. That's kind of it.
Yeah. But I'm gonna take it that you were going on to this
Not
place.
that hex.
That hex. There we go.
Like, well, we could supply or we could jump up the river.
Exactly. But some of you are not going there, so this is just Soren and Brenner, I guess? Or Big, maybe?
I think it was the three of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The
you will
most
all
human
get to
looking
see
of the
them.
party. Celestial and I don't qualify.
Well, I mean, Big isn't looking human either, but that's okay.
Yeah, but a halfling, not.
You will be coming in from this side.
Minority, not secondary citizen, at best.
Let's see now. We need some people here. We need Soren and Brennar and Big. It's funny that Brennar still has the torch on, even though you're not at all in. As you move closer to this place, what you see far ahead of you, and I'm actually going to change that setting on the scene because it's obvious to you for the most part, or it will be when you get close enough. I guess we can you'll discover it as you move. But you do see.
Are the rest of us going to be allowed to watch the map?
I was gonna go back to the Forbidden Lands map for the time being because I have no.
Oh, okay. I can put the party token out. Can you see that? No.
Not yet.
I mean, I could put the rest of you on there just so you can see the map, because that would be nice, right? Even though we know that you're not there physically.
Yeah.
There you go. Now everyone can see. From a distance, when you leave your friends behind, you can see this must be a good 5-ish kilometers out. It's a fortress, some kind of citadel, dominating the place where the lake empties into a river.
It's done in the French style.
And it must have been formidable in its heyday, with multiple walls around it. As you get closer, you will notice that most of these outer walls might have been 3 or 4 extra ring walls surrounding this citadel have crumbled and are now mostly very large mounds overgrown with moss and grass. But the walls that are remaining are still impressive in size. Still heavy, foreboding, and completely red, interestingly enough.
Almost like they're rusted.
As you get to this edge of the field where I've put your tokens down, Soren will be able to tell with his. I don't even need you to roll any survival for this. Someone camped out here, and by someone I mean a lot of people. Like hundreds of people must have camped out here. There's still debris lying in the mud, footprints all over the place from boots and hooves and carts. Basically enough for potentially a warband, perhaps? Who else would gather in numbers of hundreds?
Rabbits.
But they're not here now. You can see a big trail of them moving north. Like all the tracks from the carts, wagons, the boots that have savaged their way through the grass. But they're not here now. It's recent enough, but not a threat to you. The citadel itself still sits across the moat, and there are flags flying over it. You will see both the symbol of rust and the symbol on a red flag of a great willow tree of some kind. And that's basically it. You'll hear a lot of voices and activities down from the citadel direction. There are definitely people here. But if there are any guards around, they don't seem to be posted in this particular direction. You can see someone up in the tower, though, up here. Towards... there's a tower looming above in this direction. And there are definitely soldiers there.
We'll make sure that we'll leave Celestial and Frida back far enough that they're not in danger of being spotted.
For sure.
Figure maybe Celestial can keep an eye out, and then if anything does come, Frida should be able to protect the two of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I rolled a scout.
Ironically, those
Okay.
mounds of old walls make for excellent hiding spaces for someone who's approaching. I mean, obviously, an army would be spotted from kilometers away trying to approach this place, but for a small group of adventurers like you, it's easy enough for Frida and Celestial to just sit behind one of the mounds and not be spotted from the towers or the parapets.
Perfect. And then our plan is just like in and out, get what we need, don't dilly dally.
For sure.
Are you gonna silly shally?
We might. That's a little bit. But the good news is it's not as expensive to re-equip as I thought it was going to be. The downside is that it is still 50 silver and 6 copper.
That's 5 gold.
Yes.
Anyway, I guess you're gonna move big here a little bit.
Maybe Big can negotiate that down.
Yeah, maybe.
So you can
'Cause I
see
don't-
the tower over that side. But also there is a sizable moat, so you're not gonna be able to get across there. So
Yeah. No, we'll have to make our way around.
yeah. And there is, in fact, a bridge.
Oh, excellent.
And there's, of
Um,
course, guards there.
So before we go into town, do we have enough money to afford this?
Well, Frida and I were giving our gold.
I have a gold and 6 copper that you can have.
I had a gold.
Down in the eastern end, where the river begins and where the lake is emptying out into the river, you will be able to see this house there. It's like warehouse-ish function, possibly also a store. Lots of traders and people down there. And the boats are being filled with trade goods or unloaded by people working down there by the pier. Seems to be brisk business happening there. And carts are going along the road up towards the castle and the citadel itself. And there are soldiers guarding it, but they don't look like Iron Guard guarding this citadel. They have those red tabards with the willow symbol on it.
That's probably where we want to go. Make some sales.
Yeah. All right. So Frida, sorry, how much did you have?
Frida gave 1 gold.
1 gold and
copper.
6 copper.
Celestial, you had.
1 gold.
Okay. Raynar.
8 silver, 9 copper, and a set of scales, which gives us, I think it's like 3 or 5 or something like that.
What's Big got?
Big has, excuse me, nothing recorded here. I don't know if that's because I missed recording her possessions or because she actually didn't have any.
Well, she should have had at least some coin because
Yeah,
my
I'll have a
gold
look
came from
if
split.
I can get into.
Same with the handful of silver I hung on to just in case.
Yeah.
Okay. Good news is we can do this, and this includes buying a field kitchen.
Yeah, I
Bad
can't.
news
I
is-
can't get in to check her old character sheet from here. So,
Yeah.
because apparently Roll20 is having issues with that right
Yeah,
now.
Roll20 had some performance issues today.
Yeah.
Maybe another DDoS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So after we pay for everything,
Well, you're.
uh,
Are you going to the trader house or into the castle? The
yep.
citadel?
I just want to do all the math to make sure we can
Yeah,
afford
for sure.
this. If we save money, awesome.
Mhm.
Alrighty. And this, I'm planning to get enough so that if we need to leave Rush Brother territory, we don't have to stop anywhere along the way.
And you are on your horses, right? So you can just ride really hard if you need to.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go and see if we can find a trade house.
Yep. Did I turn off the torch on you, Brenner? I don't know why it bugs me.
Each iteration of the token usually has to be interacted with separately after you've made a base troop change.
Or just change the prototype token.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, there's people, guards here by the gate. They're checking every cart that's coming in for goods and clearly charging people, merchants. This must be where they're collecting their taxes. Yeah, they don't seem to pay too much attention to the three of you. Not having a wolfkin half demon from their perspective probably helps. Not attracting too much attention. I mean, farmers around here will have their children on horses as well, so nobody's going to necessarily bat an eye at Big from just throwing a glance, though when they do glance at her and see her hairy halfling feet, they will notice that she's not human, but halflings, maybe they might not mind so much as some other kin. So the question is then is, are you going to go into the Citadel or down to the warehouse where all the merchants are at this moment?
I'm just going to, like the guard, I'm just going to say, we need to resupply. Where do we go?
Well, you can try down by the traders.
Excellent, thank you. And I just keep going.
Yeah. You will notice a big poster on the wall. It's a wanted poster. It has the likeness of a woman with, well, this is black and white, obviously, because it's on a parchment, so there's not going to be any type of colored features on her face, but she seems to have a really big shock of black hair framing her face, and it says, "Wanted, dead or alive, Arvia of Kroom, for theft, robbery, murder."
How much is the reward?
It says 10 gold.
Okay. Is this the sort of thing where you like rip the poster down so that everybody knows that you're taking it, or do you just make note of it?
Well, as you're saying that, there is in fact someone else walking up to the poster going, "Oh, look at this, fellas!" And yeah, there are other adventurers here.
Right.
We can gain some coin.
This bounty's already taken, boys.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm
There's
just kidding.
3 of them. The person who's talking is a young man, human. Looks a bit spindly to your eyes, but has something of an intensity to his eyes. Behind him is a huge mound of muscle of a man, and next to them is a quite slender young woman. The big one is very much decked out in all sorts of heavy weapons. You know, a sturdy long sword, shield on the back, chainmail. He's the only one who's intensely armored, though. She's wearing a bow and short sword and daggers, and the young man is hardly armored at all. "Who are you to claim that bounty, huh? Do you have her head in a sack?" says the young man.
Just joking with you guys. Lighten up.
"Well, we're gonna get ourselves some bounty, boys and girls." Arvia of Kroom. Have you heard of her? I've heard of her.
Stories
No,
did you
I-
hear?
Oh, some interesting ones. I'll tell you that.
While Brainer and I are kind of keeping them occupied, I'm gonna go big. Write down everything that's on that poster because we need money.
Yeah, Big is doing just that. Well, what I heard, says the young man, is that she is a dwarven princess. Of the Kroon clan. And she stands outside the kinship of that clan, for it's told that she was born after her childless mother fornicated with a stone statue and then promised all of her offspring to the god Huge. And Huge marked Arvia for feats of war and sacrifice for his own glory at her birth. So dwarves fear and are terrified of her, but they respect her all the same because she's the chosen of the gods. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I heard she got into a barroom fight and broke a noble's nose. Not quite.
Sounds
as cool.
highly likely. Especially for the fact that it's only 10 gold, you know. If it was actually, you know, stone sacrifices, god fucking, you know, it's at least 100 gold.
But good luck to you, boys.
As you're saying that, there is in fact a man dressed in some kind of robes and has a nice trim on his cloak, goodly sized purse by his back, nicely done boots. He's coming down there the road. He's fairly thin, I think. I have to double check here my notes. There we go. Yeah, he's fairly thin, gaunt fellow, but he's coming up there and looking at the wanted poster and brings out a chalk, like a charcoal piece, and actually adds another 0. Adventurers, I see. He's looking at all of you.
Yeah,
Yep.
So
The
do we
Iron
take
Guard
the
is
poster
added
with
to the
us?
bounty. She is whatever you might have heard, she's nothing but a brigand and a robber.
That's exactly what I heard.
And she has murdered several caravan merchants and their guards in cold blood, destroying almost the trade between here and up in Peddler's Rest. They say she's riding with Aslings now. Scum.
Oh yeah, those guys, such assholes. So how do we just bring her in when we get her? Do we take the poster so everybody knows that it's taken?
Well, says the fellow with the gaunt fellow. I don't care who brings her in her head first, or her in person. Just bring her in.
All right. Look down a big. So you got the information?
Yep. She says, scrolling.
Okay, good. All right. Good luck, gentlemen, and then we will be on our way.
Oh, we'll find her first. That's for sure, they say. But first, let's head to the tavern, says the other 3 adventurers, and they go into the actual citadel.
And that's why they always lose those races.
You wanted to go down to the trader, so
Yeah.
that's down the road there, and
They need to stop
Drunken
at
frat
Trader
boys
Gnome's.
or drunken frat boys?
They're off to Trader Gnome.
well, there is a trader there indeed who's dealing with all sorts of goods back and forth, and there are merchants who are coming up from the lake and coming down from the river, and he's taking them one at a time. And I mean, there's several of them working here to bring him the goods. Sooner or later, young girl, it must be like 13 or 14. She's helping out here with helping people load and unload their goods. Hello there. Can I help you in any way?
I need Rations, arrows, a shield, torches, field kitchen if there's one kicking around, and a longbow.
Well, rations we can help you with. The weapons you might want to go into the citadels for. We don't carry much of that. Well, arrows we can help you with. There are lots of hunters coming through here. We might have a longbow in stock too, but other weapons, that's probably better if you go into the actual citadel. But yes, we can certainly help you with the rations. How much did you need? She's taking out some kind of little wooden frame with some wax on it.
Seven units.
7 units, very good. She goes back into the warehouse and starts rummaging around. We have jerky, we have dried fruits, hardtack. She starts collecting for you. Eventually she'll bring out the stuff that you need.
Excellent. Do any of the traders here or the Citadel, is there any place where I can get like a kitchen? One of our party members is a very skilled cook but needs the tools with which to do it.
I suppose you can ask in the tavern. In the Citadel.
And if we wanted to sell goods that was not traditionally raw materials, where would probably be the best to do that? Also within the town, or would you take something like that
No,
here?
we can take some things here. Yes, we trade in all sorts of things. What do you have?
Well, I do have this, and I take off the back of the horse rabbit pelt.
Ah, yes, certainly. We have trappers coming by here all the time. I'm happy to take that off your hands.
And I also have a set of scales that I think is probably very valuable in relation to comparing, weight.
We do that all the time here, indeed. Certainly, we can take that off your hands as well. So for the pelts, that's the standard price here. There's so much traffic, so you're gonna get the usual price around here. Let's see now. You have raw materials. Pelts is 8 copper per pelt.
Okay.
And the scales, she will give you 2 silver for the scales. That's a slightly cheaper, slightly underselling it, slightly under its value.
Yep, I'll take it anyways.
Damn right you will.
Alright.
And go ahead,
Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
And by chance, is there any procurers of odd magical items around here?
Magical
Specifically of foreign. I basically take out a water skin. Got some troll blood. Looking to see if there's anybody that would be interested in.
Oh, she makes the sign of the rust god, and no, not here. Maybe the Rust brother might be interested in that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible that they might want to use it to go ahead and further track and purge them from the region, right? Because
Exactly.
Demons and such.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, no, there is a Rust brother here, of course. Marl, he might be interested in looking at that.
Thank you.
But that's in the Citadel, of course.
Okay.
So we'll get the few things that she has, and then we'll see if we can find the rest of the stuff in the Citadel.
Yeah, Big will come with you, of course. This is where the peddler's talents come in handy because you get discounts on everything you buy because peddlers are good with that. But you don't have a peddler in the group, so there you go. Yeah, you can simply go through the tunnel which has a portcullis and everything. I can drop you on the other side there if you. Here we go. That's rather interesting. Why did the tokens end up in the wrong spot? They are different on the observer account than on my where I've placed them. That's interesting. I don't know why that is. Are they up to? No, they're still in the wrong spot. That doesn't matter too much. The big building that you see on the right is definitely the tavern, judging by the sounds coming out of there. Right ahead of you, you have a small shrine dedicated to Rust. And up on the left is probably some kind of stables, you would think. There's a lot of guards milling about here, including, in fact, you probably see an iron guard or two walking around. But most of the soldiers here have the red tabard with the willow on it, not the symbol of Rust that the iron guard are carrying. So, tavern, you said, or shrine? There is, in fact, a Rust brother sitting outside the shrine.
I'll look at him and say, "Where's the blacksmith?"
The blacksmith would be operating from the tower, which is on the other side of the tavern.
Excellent, thank you. And I keep moving. There. We're just basically just seeing if we can get the. I think the only thing we need to get here is the longbow, the shield, and the field kitchen.
Yep. Yeah, in this tower here, on the ground floor of the tower, there's definitely a blacksmith. You can hear the sounds of the hammer on the anvil banging away. He's looking up at you. What can I do for you?
Does he have like shields and stuff on the wall?
Yeah, it's all sorts of different things. He is serving a bunch of soldiers after all.
Yeah. I'll point at a shield, I'll point at a bow and say, "I want those."
Sure. Takes it down from the wall. That'll be. Yeah, he's giving you the market price.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And I don't even wait for a response.
Huh. He's a big burly fellow. He just kind of grunts in reply.
All right. And then the trader there said we might be able to find a field kitchen at the tavern.
Possibly. Which is this building.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, coming in there, it looks very much like taverns usually do. A big common room. Some people in there, maybe not as many as you might think. There's talking by the tables. Then you can spot the three adventurers again, who have ordered in spirits for the morning. Well, ale, really. It's not heavy stuff. And are chatting around. They're sitting talking to some of the locals, and you hear how the local is talking. Yes, well, Arvia has been raiding, she's been raiding, and the transport's coming down from Grindbone, you see. Yep, she has done that. Several of the slave shipments that were supposed to go all the way down to Von, they say, have been destroyed by her. Terrible nuisance to business, you know.
I will sigh heavily, realize I'm vastly outnumbered, and just find somebody to say, Do you have a field kitchen for sale? Yes or no?
A field kitchen for sale? I suppose we do, yes.
Excellent. Here's my money. Give me the thing.
That
Very to the
empathy,
point.
Soren.
Soren hates cities and currently has an empathy of 1.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah, you can notice while you're conducting this transaction, Big is talking to some of the locals, and about local rumors and stuff. So when you come out again and you have the goods, which is heavy, has to get on the horse.
Yeah.
Big will try to say, apparently there was an army of Iron Guard and soldiers here just a few days ago. But they marched north along the river, the day before yesterday, something like that?
Yeah, it's probably the tracks that we saw outside.
Yeah. Well, and also I hear more about Arvia of Kroom.
Yeah. It's causing quite the stir.
Indeed.
All right. I've had enough civilization for this month.
Say, you hear a voice. Someone is coming out from the tavern. Say, excuse me?
What?
Yes.
She's warrior woman, you can tell. Just by how she walks. She has that much like Frida does, that type of panther-like movement that is relaxed but also ready to pounce at any moment. Carries her broadsword on the side with ease. Leather jerkin, boots. She doesn't look like any of the other soldiers around here, though. Much too gritty, if you will, in her demeanor. She kind of spits on the ground. Say, you look like you've been out in the wilds a while.
Mm-hmm.
You handy with that bow?
Probably the best shot you'll ever see.
Would you be interested in making some coin?
Doing what?
Keeping order.
Here in this goddamn city?
No, not this is not a city. This is a fort. Well, not here. No, up along the river, a little while, maybe half a day on a horse. You'll get to the village of Grindbone.
I've heard of it.
Captain Cratulus up there will pay you good coin for helping him keep that place in order.
If I'm up that way, I'll ask for him.
You do that. You do that.
And then I will just finish getting things on the horse.
Yep. And
Oh,
so you.
I remember the handout for Grindbone.
Yeah. I will stop briefly at the barkeep and get, like, if they have like the travel kegs. Basically, I'm looking for like a silver worth of ale, which is enough so that all of us can actually have some ale because we've been living off of water for the last.
This is
forever.
true. A keg of ale. That would be what? Flagon,
Is he gonna-
chalice.
I'm looking for the equivalent of like 5 mugs of ale.
Oh, that's a silver for you.
Yeah, because that's what we can afford.
Yep. And so your visit to Willow's Keep was, it seems, brief but effective. You have learned some things about the lands, and no one has really bothered you. So you return to the rest of the group, I'm taking it. Sounds
Yeah.
like.
All right, so we have move to here. We have enough food to fill everybody up to a D12.
Which is lovely.
We have enough arrows to fill myself and Celestial and Big up to a D12. We have enough torches to fill Braynar and Celestial both up to a D12. We have a bright, shiny new shield for Frida. A new longbow for me. And finally, we actually get to wash our rations down with some ale instead of some water for once.
For a meal.
For a meal. And the combined total left amongst the party, out of what I was given, including my own money, is 3 silver and 9 copper.
You can hold on to it, Soren.
I hate goddamn city.
Yeah, Big is gonna say what's probably on her mind. I'm guessing. Are we sure that we want to go after Arvia of Chrome if she is, going after slave traders?
Here's the thing, and so Celestial Passage and Frida know while we're in town, there's like a big reward for this bandit who's been raiding the trade lanes. Really good coin in it, but she's been interrupting the slave trade.
So if anything, she's actually against the Rest Brothers and probably would make a vital ally.
Well, either way, we want to find her. Either
Yeah.
to help her or get the reward if she's not who she says she is.
Yeah, I think they mentioned she was up by Grindbone and Peddler's Rest, or between Grindbone and Peddler's Rest, or something like that.
Didn't we
Yeah.
just come from there?
No.
No, Grindbone's a slaver town.
Peddler's
Peddler's
Rest
you've
is
been
where-
to, but that was, if you look at the map, it's where you started this whole journey.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say Peddler's Rest sounds super familiar.
Yeah, that's where you spent
Yes.
the winter.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Grindbone may have been where we escaped from, because isn't that how Rainer and Frida started? They were originally slaves.
No.
Yeah, no,
you
we were up further,
captured by
Alai
Saurians.
River.
Okay.
Yeah, that was out by the what's it called? The Blush. Saurians in the Blush marshlands.
Oh,
It was-
okay.
But you have been fighting slave traders before, like more than once.
Yeah.
We don't like them.
No.
Okay.
Join the there's a whole bunch of people who don't like them particularly.
Yeah. And I also got a lead that we might be able to make some coin trying to keep the peace as it were in Grindbone, which is a pretty tall order from my understanding.
I wouldn't want to help slavers keep people enslaved myself.
That's the thing, right? Everybody
Keep
here
the
that's
peace
offering
like
coin.
we keep the peace, or keep the peace like help the local government? Because we usually keep the peace by burning down the local government.
Grindbone doesn't have a local government.
Well, says Big, I mean, maybe we can do something about that and become the local government.
Yeah. I don't think the Rust Brothers would like a Wolfkin running one of their towns. Just saying. I also don't think I have the tact for local government.
We can equip you with tack.
Is there some kind of spell where I open my mouth and Big comes out?
Celestial eyes the relative size quite obviously. It's doable.
All right.
So off the Grindbone?
I
Suppose
think
so.
so. I mean,
We'll have to be careful when we get there, says Big, but maybe we can do some good. that typical mischievous glance in her eyes are probably
Just saying, saving the world ain't paying the bills.
No,
Yeah.
but the bandit princess might also be lucrative to help.
And we do have to head that way anyways, probably to touch base with the Eye of the Rose. So, convenient stop?
Yeah. I'm kind of trying to figure out where Grindbone is.
Oh, they set up along the river.
Yeah. Well, we'll follow the river. I'm sure we'll get to it.
Plains, then. Plains stretching out ahead of you. I guess someone is going to do... well, it's noon now. You already had breakfast today, so that's a good thing. If it's, as they say, half a day of riding to get there, you should be there by late afternoon. Now,
Right.
we did say plains travel. So, is Soren gonna lead the way?
Yes. Okay. I feel like myself putting some distance between me and that place.
No doubt.
Alright. So yeah, so I'm not exactly sure where Grindbone is. I'm just gonna follow along the map, along the
Yep.
river.
Celestial is scouting, keeping track of things. Let's have a roll here. Because I'm a bit like that.
Go for it.
Yes.
Oh, that's a really good roll.
I haven't run the roll yet.
No, I mean the scouting roll.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You
Oh,
want to push that?
nope.
'Cause-
So you are making your way across the plains on horseback, and now you can see everything everywhere. You've come out of the forest at long last. And it's just flat along you, and on your right you have that glittering river, or it would be glittering more if there was fewer clouds. It's slowly getting warmer. The year is wearing on. Spring rise is, it's the later part of spring rise now. So you get double-digit temperatures for sure in centigrade for our American viewers. I guess it's the looking glass that does it. Celestial. You can see someone has been keeping tabs on you, is a good way of putting it. Someone is riding in the distance, and when you zoom in with the looking glass, it's an Aisling rider. That is so characteristic. There's some metal pieces on the tunic that glints a little bit in the sun whenever the sun comes out. Enough for that. There's a quiver on the horse filled with arrows. There's that hat they have, the patterned pants. That's an Aisling rider without any doubt at all in your mind. And just keeping the distance, but seeing you for sure.
I make it clear that I see we've been seen.
Yeah, the rider doesn't seem to
Yeah. It's not a like we're gonna get you. It's like a
No.
I know you're there.
yeah.
Yeah,
And as
apparently
you're
we
moving
have,
north, by the way, you will be seeing the trace
Yeah.
of those troops who have been walking here. Like it's a pretty wide path that they walked up a couple of days ago.
Did we stop and make friends, Celestial?
Oh, there's an Aisling rider that's trailing us.
Do we want to find out why?
I'm sure that he'll let us know in due time.
Okay.
Yeah, the Aisling is in fact coming closer.
Yeah.
You will see the characteristic long mustache.
I'm less worried about an Aisling rider
As-
that's been trailing us than a Rust Brother or potentially hostile orc.
As the Aisling gets closer, and just shouting distance stops the horse. Oi!
Oi,
What news?
From where?
Wherever you've been.
the Rust marches north.
I've seen that. You missed them by 2 days.
I wouldn't say missed them.
Potential troubles in the Grindbone.
What do you want?
Are you shouting?
That does sound like something Frida would just suddenly shout.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope there's some trouble to Grindbone.
Don't we all?
But do you know which way Grindbone is? How far from here?
Certainly. Points. Just follow the river. You can't miss it.
All right.
You'll be there before nightfall.
Good to know.
So,
You're out here all by yourself?
What news do you bear?
Not much. I just told you. You missed
Good
the armies
show.
of Rust.
what are you doing going in this direction?
Oh, I'm just looking. Hunting.
Hunting what?
Whatever I can eat.
And whatever you can pick off.
And whatever I can pick off.
Are you low on food?
Not really.
No. He's an Aisling with a horse on the plains. He is fine.
I'm gonna roll, because I'm sure that you can probably... Yeah. If
That
you
guy's
want to
that
do
guy.
your insight, one of you.
Oh, I'll definitely roll my insight with
Yes.
my artifact die.
Do the thing. My insight sucks.
And apparently the Aisling sucks at lying. Yeah.
I mean, that could have been better, but still, he sucked at lying.
So, what are you hunting again?
I mean, Big can convince him.
Yeah.
What are you hunting again? Tell us more.
Like, oh, hunting. I nudge Big.
And then I am the one who rolls the die, and it goes terribly. Of course. I can push that, though.
Yeah, Big's gonna get asleep.
Yeah. So let's do that. Really?
Ow.
Ow!
Oh dear. That's a lot of willpower for Big for next session. She
Yeah.
will thank me. Yes?
Sure,
Yeah.
yes.
Sure.
If we get that rest in before next session.
Exactly.
She's always been low on willpower, so.
Well, now she's not.
So, I nudged Soren. Hey, Soren, you think you could take his horse from here?
She's trying to scream at the Aisling, but she just gets hoarse in her mouth and just coughing attack.
Can I? Yes.
Can it be
Will
here
I?
so I don't have
No.
to shout?
I don't think this person really wants to harm us at all.
They're following us, and I want to know why.
They want to know if we're Rust Brothers.
I'm very obviously not a Rust brother.
It's what
Could
you
be a
do.
slave.
It's what you do when you're out on the plains and you're trying to find out information. Is you see people and you say, "Hey, what's going on?"
Exactly.
It's fairly common.
Stillside is Rust Brothers.
Oh, remember we did help that woman and her daughter. They were wrestling.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Athlean will just go, good luck in Grindbone. Be warned. They could just decide to take you as slaves.
If
we'll
your
keep
They
people,
can try.
if your people are looking for a more unified way of pushing the plains clean of this filth, I hear that Soria is working on alliances.
As it notices a big smile. Soria? Soria isn't Arvia, I'll tell you that.
No, but
But speaking of,
everyone has to start somewhere, and I hear that the Red Runners aren't making trouble at the moment with them either.
speaking of Ariel, she active in these parts?
That's what they say.
That's what we're interested in.
He's just smiling like an absolute, like a overly proud toddler who is hiding something and
Yeah.
trying to be tricky.
I know something you don't know.
Exactly.
So are you part
Overly proud toddlers all day.
are you part of her band?
Oh, he's not that important. Otherwise, he would have let us know.
No, me, absolutely not.
He's
You
just,
do.
He's just some courier that happens to have gotten misled on his way and is trying to find his way to greener pastures.
That's exactly it. Well, I'll keep
Hey,
tabs on
wait.
you. If you run into trouble in Grindbone, who knows if there will be help for you or not. Good luck. Turns the horse around.
I'm
damn,
very,
I just
I'm quietly attentive to which way he rides off.
Towards the southwest.
That's what I was kind of expecting.
Frida just growls in frustration. God, I hate cocky bastards.
It's well, the Aslan,
Then why are you in this group?
I like these ones.
The Aslan are special. They're yeah, and I just keep leading the group on.
Yep.
Yep.
On the
All
bright
right,
side,
lead the way to the next hex.
on the bright side, he might actually tell everything about. Sorry, yeah. So who knows?
Yep. You're on a roll now.
Go back to the trader lady. You'll never believe what I saw. Exactly what I'm expecting.
And Celestial is scanning the horizon, and nothing this time. You seem to be unmolested and just out there on the plains, traveling along the river.
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw that look.
So another survival roll then. Oh, that didn't go too well, Soren. That's better.
That went better.
Much better. No, in fact, no mishap this time. I guess as an Athlean, you're just that much more used to being in the plains, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I haven't been on the plains in like 20 years, but it comes back, yeah.
It comes back to you. And here is where we get to, in fact, place
Grindbone.
Grindbone. There it is.
It looks as dour and disappointing as I would expect.
Oh, it's gonna be a joyful place, I'm sure.
I hear this
From
is
my
an
sword.
I hear this is an adventure site.
Nah, how could it possibly be? In fact, I would count Stillside and Willow's Keep as adventure sites as well. Technically speaking, you just chose not to explore them very much for very good reason.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet, anyway. Exactly.
Because they're full of people who want to either kill me or make me a slave.
You can
Well, good-
see
Wolf pelt.
a village that is built. A really beautiful sight. It's on a hill next to a river, and downstream from the village, there's a mill that's paddling its wheels in the river, grating and creaking. It's almost like it's trying to escape. But neither the mill nor the cadavers nailed to its wooden walls or bound to the paddle wheels, they're never going to leave Grindbone, those poor souls. You can hear a din from the village behind the palisade as well. Shouts, songs that are mingling with wails and moans. It would have been beautiful here if it wasn't for the sounds.
Oh, we're gonna have to kill a lot of people, aren't we?
Yep.
All that willpower.
On the plus side, I was approached back in the Citadel. There's a guard captain here or something who may
Tilla.
be willing to, who may not him. Anyway, there's a guard captain here who wants some help with this village. So maybe he'll pay us to do what we're naturally inclined to do.
Well, hopefully
Like
he
kill all
wants the
the
kind of
slavers?
help we're naturally inclined to give.
I'll
Yeah.
put your token down there. So that is Grindbone.
So we're arriving at night.
Now you will be
correct?
arriving from this direction, of course, because you're on the same side of the river.
But it's nighttime when we're arriving.
The sun is slowly setting.
Okay, we should go in there like fresh in the morning.
I agree.
There looks to be a little encampment kind of right next to where our token is. Is that?
It's an old farmstead.
Is it inhabited?
Yeah, it is. There's a farmer there.
Do you
Looking
think
up.
you would give us passage for the night?
Sure, we could pay him in one way, shape, or form.
As long as he doesn't cost any more than like a silver, we're good.
Yeah. No, he'll look up and sort of lean on his hatchet. Oh, there, travelers. Welcome to Grindbone, I suppose.
Thank you.
Evening. Do you have a place for weary bones to rest for an evening within your farmstead?
Shouldn't you go up to the tavern?
Rather give our money to an honest man like you than to a tavern owner.
Well, if you put it that way. Suppose I can spare some spots in the hayloft for you over the animals.
That's all we need.
Very well then. You got the coin, I've got the space.
How much?
You have 2 copper apiece, perhaps?
That we can do.
Very well. You will notice when you're looking over Grindbone that on top of that hill, there is a castle.
An old castle.
It is an old castle. In fact, you, Celestial, using your spyglass, you can see that that castle is a ruin. There doesn't seem to be anyone inhabiting it or maintaining it. Like the roofs are caved in. There are gaping holes where the windows used to be. There are definitely
more ruins to investigate.
there are definitely birds flying around up there. There might be someone up there in the lookout tower. They're probably spotted you by now, but it's definitely not the type of citadel that Willow's Keep is.
I'll ask our host if he knows anything. I can't remember the name of the captain, but the captain of the guard here, or the Iron Legion, or whoever's in charge of law and order here.
Yeah, Cartullus. Yeah, what about him?
What sort of man is he?
Well, I would say he's a decent fella for these parts.
Has there been much trouble here in the village?
Well, you know, might have been a couple of weeks ago. Arya Kroom came here. True story.
I'd heard she's been active in the area, causing all kinds of trouble.
Aye, that she has been. That she has been.
She's got a pretty hefty price on her head.
Well, I can tell you the bone ferrets are not happy with her. No, sir.
The bone.
Aye. Yeah, they're the slavers around here. They go out on raids, bring back captives, sell them down south to the Rust Brothers.
Gotcha. You think they're the ones putting forward the money for her?
Oh, I would think so, yes. Well, I'm not sure about the locals here, though. We don't have that much money. I mean, seeing as she took them. But I'm sure that the Rust Brothers and the Bone Ferrets have that squared away. I wouldn't be surprised at all. They come up here all the time, or send their boats to bring slaves down south. Rust knows what would they do with them.
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much. We're gonna bed down so we can go to the village first thing in the first light.
Certainly. Yeah, he's gonna allow you to do just that. Seems to like having a chat, and I'm sure he's gonna have a chat with Big about all sorts of things. But you will also notice that he had absolutely no animosity towards Frida, for instance. Glanced a little bit, maybe, but not much more than that.
Yeah, he's like the least racist person we've met so far.
In a while, yeah.
Yeah. Since the orcs, maybe?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
The dwarves weren't bad.
But yeah, to make a long story short, if you will, you're gonna pass a good night and a hayloft, feeling quite safe. The farmer isn't gonna bother you. He's happy to take your coin. He'll even give you some feed for the horses.
Oh,
He was
thank
bringing
you.
in hay anyway. He was clearing out the fields to start his crop.
So we have 1/4 day to sleep and then 1/4 day to do stuff, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Before I go to bed, I'm going to practice some moving and shooting, and spend some XP.
Ah, yes, you do have a 1/4 day to practice things.
Perfect.
Anyone else want to practice anything?
I'm going to pick up fast shooter level 2.
Oh. What does that do?
I can shoot and run at the same time.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I noticed I told you in the chat before, the rule about running in the rough
Yep.
requires a move roll, which I had completely missed. So I'm not going to miss that again. Just saying. Also, fighting in cramped spaces when you get to a very tight dungeon next time, that's a negative on your skill as well.
Oh, fast shooter would be useful for me since I have to use a moving sometime.
I am going to pick up Path of the Blade 3.
Oh, that's 9 XP, I believe.
My sheet says I have 15.
Wow. Ooh, now you're deadlier than ever.
Yep.
Path of the Blade 3. That does horrible things to people, I believe.
Spend willpower for damage.
Yep.
Eeh. That's brutal.
So yeah, I'm gonna practice, moving on the run, shooting, hitting targets, and then
Yep.
crash and go to sleep.
I am also going to leave from the loft and go out to wherever his outhouse is and basically pretend that I'm going to the outhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm learning the second dot of death magic.
Do you have enough XP for it?
I have exactly 18.
Wow. You're sitting there meditating and feeling the connections to the ether,
There's probably loads of death around
pulling
here.
it in. Yes, I mean, there are literally cadaver pieces hanging on the mill. That incessant sound from that screaming mill.
Yep. Great place to learn it.
I suppose, yes. So that means that you can animate dead now, I think?
There's the joke. Yep, now I can animate the dead. And I can also rip someone's heart literally out of their body, which is great.
Kalima.
That'll be useful if Frida ever dies.
From a distance on top of that.
Oh.
I won't do it around Celestial. Sorry, bud.
It's okay.
I would
The
hope
fighter's
so.
gone down. No, she hasn't.
Reanimate. Oh dear, that's fearsome. That's fearsome enough. Yeah. So, is anyone else training in the evening?
No, I think I'm gonna have to sit on mine because either I need a teacher or more XP for better magic, higher magics. An incorruptible rank 3 is nice because I can't ever be manipulated, but that's all my XP.
Right. Yes, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Cold-blooded, does that have another rank to it?
It has all the ranks.
It has 3.
Yeah,
Does it?
yeah, like everyone else. And so you have rank 1, right?
Yes.
Rank 2 is that you don't have to spend the willpower point or suffer damage to your empathy, so you can just kill people and nothing. Like it's nothing.
And then
That
rank
might be
3
the
is you actually recover empathy when you do it.
That might be the next track I go up.
Yeah, cold-blooded level 3 is officially the psychopath level. That
I'm fine with that. Frida's kind of getting to the morally ambiguous section anyway. She's seen some stuff.
She's seen some stuff indeed.
Changed her fur color, man. She's seen some stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. So does that mean that it's a morning then?
Yep.
The morning of the 35th of Spring Rise. Only 10 days left until the next big holiday and the new month. So where are you gonna go? Into the actual Den of Thieves?
I think maybe we should find the captain and see what he's willing to pay for us to do, and see if it aligns with what we want to do here.
I don't think it will, but it's. I like your optimism.
Yeah, well, I don't think it will either, because people are shitty everywhere, and when you get more of them together, they just get shittier. But if he's like, hey, pay me to do this, and it's like, well, we were kind of going to do that anyway. We may as well collect on it because we are broke. Like, if we run out of supplies, we can't afford to resupply.
Serenity now.
So maybe that'll be our first order of business, is to find the captain.
Yeah, alright. I mean, you have the token. You decide where you want to go.
I suppose. Well, we'll go up to the front gate first.
Indeed. There's,
Hopefully I don't scare the guards.
There's a bunch of guards there. In fact, they it's morning. You've just had a snack, maybe. I don't know if you eat enough to fill your tummy for the day, but at least you're off your feet, and everybody else is starting to go about their business for the day, including the farmer. He's much up earlier than you are. He's already out on the field and working his grounds and letting out the animals as he needs and so on. But yeah, there is a bunch of guards standing outside by this gate here, and these guards, they do not look anything like the clean, professional soldiers of Willow's Keep with their red tabards. No, these look like whatever street hoodlums, robbers, and brigands you might find out in the wilds.
Sellswords.
Yeah, they're just staring at you with a very foul look. And there's a couple of farmers who are coming in with carts of produce, probably to sell, and they're just going through the carts very rashly and just poking them with a spear a little bit. And you can see next to the gate, nailed on onto the gate, is a bunch of severed hands, and there's just a stench of flies that are floating around these hands. And it says on the big beam, on the high beam, it says "A price and a place for everyone" carved into it.
Lovely.
Sounds like my perfect town.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're never going to be short of parts here.
Nope, I was looking at the hands and then I looked at Hand of Doom. It's great.
Yeah, these soldiers they're three of them. What do you want in here?
We're looking for Captain Kralar.
Cartulus.
Cartulus.
Yeah, he's
There.
here. What about it?
Heard
do
there
you
might be
want
some
with
work.
Hmm?
We were down in just on the other side of Lake Clay there, and we heard that there might be work up this way, and he might be the person to talk to.
looks you up and down. You gonna work here? Hear that, boys? We're getting company. Looking at that big and just, yeah, she'll serve well as a runner, I guess. And then looks at Frida and goes, yeah, it's right up there.
Thanks.
Yeah, you'll
Oh, yes?
yeah, no, you'll find him. He's in the guild hall for the most part.
Which is where?
I point towards the nicest building in town.
Very possibly where he is.
All right. You guys have been great. Thanks.
No, I mean, he's making his rounds. You never know where he is at any one point.
All
They
right.
shout back at you. But you can definitely get in through the gate. They'll look through your a little bit, look you over, but if you're gonna be sell swords, then how could they take your swords?
Exactly.
To the left as you come in, this area around here, there's a lot of moaning there, and there are cages, and it stinks from over there of offal. And there are also, in fact, some kind of dogs, really large and ferocious looking. You can't really get a good look at them from this distance. But it's
That
no...
looks like where they keep the slaves.
Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised at all if that is in fact the slave pen. not too far on the right, as you move up there, you will see it's like a theater. It's seating built into the hillside, an amphitheater.
So, Brainer, if they don't want our kind of help, we're gonna do the same thing we did in the last town?
Might have to be a little bit more political this time through, otherwise you'd probably end up in chains by the end of it.
Speaking of chains, on the stage
They'd
of this
have to take me
amphitheater,
dead first.
On the stadium.
yeah, on the
Sorry,
stage
Mikhail.
on the stage of this amphitheater, there are in fact 3 stakes with chains that jingle slightly in the
Public
wind.
punishment. Fun for the whole family.
Indeed. Yeah, and up to your right there, that's something quite different. That is also a stage, but it doesn't have those stakes with chains on them. Maybe they actually have a theater here. Could be something for big, perhaps.
Or pulpit.
They don't strike me as being terribly religious here.
The other thing is the lower one could also be the market.
Yeah.
Depends on your religion.
No, I think their religion here is coinage.
Mm.
Like if they were like followers of Rust or whatever, right? There would be the whole like, oh, you travel with a demon speech again.
I have to admit, Soren's probably closer to right. They just enjoy the carnage and blood.
Plus, property has no spiritual rights.
That too.
Right ahead of you, next to the theater, that's gotta be some kind of a tavern. It's the largest building that you can see. A barn, it was a barn, but there's, even this early in the morning, there are soldiers here who are drinking, and drinking heavily. And you can even smell, certainly you, Frida, smoke and sweat and the smell of frying coming out. Yeah.
Oh, it smells like a cesspool in there.
You can, yeah, it's
They
pretty
do
much-
not know how to properly cook an egg.
Probably not. They
No,
are
this-
laughing with cruelty in their voices, the people in here. Some of them might be slavers, some of them might be soldiers. You can't really tell them apart at this point. Though you can see standing behind the tavern, there's a little cluster of buildings there. There is a big orc standing there. Just glaring, big fangs, tusks, watching you as you pass by. The other 2 houses around this square, such as it is on your left, straight across from the tavern. There's a couple of scarred soldiers and rangers that are sitting around. It's a well-timbered house. They are sitting there and greasing shackles and weapons, and they're packing them into satchels. But
That could be the hall.
they do have a much more professional bearing to themselves. They're looking at you, but it's an appraising look. It's not a welcoming look, and it's also not a hostile look. But they seem to be professional enough, more so than the soldiers down by the gate. And the final building up there, that's around this square. It's a relatively well-kept house. The only house in the village that has been painted, in fact. Red, lead, black tar, oiled whitewash. Maybe the homeowner just got 1 keg of each shade? Or maybe it's just supposed to be ostentatious. There are 2 guards standing outside that door.
He tells me that's the captain's house.
Either that or really that ugly orc right over there.
I'll ask the guards and be like, hey, whose house is this?
This is the Duke's house.
The Duke.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the building with the professionals is the hall that we were looking for.
Yeah, probably.
As you are standing there and looking around, there's a man with a very professional bearing, actually. He's middle-aged, good, well-groomed beard, hair down about to his shoulders, perhaps a little bit shorter. Walks with a warrior's bearing, hand on a sword that looks of a decently high quality to you, Frida. And he's going to some of the guards, and, you there! And this is not the guards outside the guild hall, but by the tavern. You are supposed to be on post! Get back! On your duty now, soldiers! And they're like, move it!
Scratch that. There's our captain.
Yep.
Well, they did say he might be making his rounds.
So,
Curse them all to death and darkness, these freaking rabble.
you look like the man in charge.
Hmm?
You
Yes,
look like
that's
somebody
me.
in charge. We heard down from the Lake Clay area that there might be coin to be made up here. You needed some help dealing with the rabble.
I do indeed. I mean, you see them. It's not easy to get good help around here. He's looking at the lot of you, giving you a once over.
So what sort of work and what's the pay?
I can give you silver a day, and I will include in that food and lodging. You won't have to pay a dime for any of that. And the pay, well, you'll join my village militia. I'll tell you about it. He looks like he just doesn't know where to start with all the troubles. Does that sound interesting to you?
I'll look at
Silver a day
everybody
per
else.
head, of course. And then he looks at Big. Not sure you are guard material.
I don't think the drunkards in front of the tavern are guard material either.
Fair point. He says.
So what would we be guarding?
Well, let's just say, come walk with me. He starts walking. He's gonna scream at some other people who are not doing their jobs properly. We have a bit of a problem here in town, you see. We have two guilds. It's not a big village, this, but there's still two guilds. The Duke, and he points towards that ostentatious house, leads the Thieves Guild. And them, that's the Slavers Guild. The Bone Ferrets. Might have heard of them. They're in trouble. They're definitely trouble. They're fighting with each other and it's tearing the village apart.
You need them both removed?
No, I need to keep them under control. I need to make sure that their feud stops and ends so we get some peace and quiet here. It's bad for business. Though I have to say that it's not my business. Their business is what they do. I just don't want them to fight each other over it. That's the job. Keep the peace.
Interesting.
Seems simple enough.
I would hope so. Well, it's not really. But I have a feeling, and he looks over Frida, that someone like you could get the job done.
Yeah, I have no issue beating up slavers.
You'll fit right in then. Nobody else has either in this town. Of course, they'll try to beat you right back, but I have a feeling you can hold your own.
I do usually tend to hit a little harder.
So just so we're clear, you're okay with both of them being here as long as they're not fighting.
Yeah. They live here.
Okay. Okay. We can probably make some. We'll talk amongst ourselves.
Certainly. I'll be happy to have you lodge in the tavern for now if you want, while you talk.
Okay. What's with the castle?
Oh, that old place. Haunted.
Oh,
By what?
Ghost. We
Might
keep
be able
our
to clear
posts
that
up
out
there.
for you too.
Oh, you could?
Yeah, we kill all kinds of things.
Huh. Yeah, that would not be bad at all. Yeah. You know what? I'd appreciate that. I would appreciate that.
oh, we will go.
Haunted castles.
We'll go talk amongst ourselves.
You do that. And now it's 10 to 11, so this might be an excellent place to wrap up this session. So next time, hopefully, Michaela might be able to join us, because I have a feeling that Big will be doing a lot of talking in this town.
I have a feeling we may need our moral compass on this one.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
You mean
Well, I
so
mean,
Frida
it's-
doesn't just start beheading slavers at will?
I was gonna say it's keeping the peace if we throw them off the cliff because they raised their voice once, right?
I mean, the
Exactly.
problem with that would be that even Frida can't take out overwhelming numbers, and there's a lot of them around here. This being their home base.
Well, I just need legitimate reasons to beat them to pulp.
I'm sure they will give you some.
For homework, everybody just needs to watch like either Yojimbo or Fistful of Dollars
Exactly.
or was it Last Man Standing? I think it's the Bruce Willis one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Same story all in all movies. Yep.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason it's a classic.
Yes. So it
I
started
don't
with
think I've
Yojimbo,
seen
and
any of these movies.
then you have to, and you should start.
You
with
have to watch
Yojimbo.
at least one. Yeah.
Okay.
You have to watch Yojimbo, and for Fistful of Dollars isn't that bad. I think my opinion is that the Bruce Willis version was not as good as either of the.
Well, it was
Because
a
that's
third.
Yeah,
remake.
exactly. They tried to reinvent it a third time, but I mean, Kurosawa, who could beat him, right? It's
Exactly.
It's like Seven
Sure, Josh will help
Samurai.
me find them.
yeah, no, it's just wow, yeah. That movie
Well, no.
is good.
See, I will always take the Magnificent Seven over the Seven Samurai. Always.
Yes.
No blasphemy.
Well,
Always.
it's a much more digestible approach.
I think I've heard of them. I just haven't
Ye-
watched them.
I mean, you can
Yes.
always just watch the Keanu Reeves one.
What's that one? Because I've probably already seen that one.
I think they just called it Seven Samurai again.
Oh no, that's what I
No,
haven't
that
seen.
was,
God
that
damn
was
it!
like a 47 Ronin or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, 47 Ronin.
Yeah,
but it
47
was-
Ronin.
To do with
Yep.
Seven Samurai. No, that was a completely different story.
There,
but no,
there is a Magnificent Seven remake, but it's not nearly as good.
Yeah.
yeah,
There's
the-
an anime for it.
The photography and Seven Samurai and just the blocking and just everything. Oh,
See, when it comes,
Alright.
when it
Very
comes
much-
to when it comes to Kurosawa, my go-to Kurosawa film is Kasumisashi. It's
I mean,
about
Ron.
it's like the Ron is okay. Kasumisashi is like a Prince and the Pauper sort of thing, so it's really cool.
You guys make me feel like such a film noob. I know nothing.
Well, I mean, Seven Samurai is from 1954, for example.
I don't feel as bad.
All the Kurosawa movies are old school.
Yeah, Yojimbo's
Yeah,
like
of
61.
Yeah.
Yeah.
of course. Ron is one of his latest, I think. And
Yeah, I think so. Ron, and then I think Rain of Blood came after Ron.
yeah, exactly.
I don't feel as bad then because I really only watched older movies when I was doing home care because I would watch it with my clients.
Anyhow, thank you all for playing and watching, and we will see what kind of disturbers of the peace this group turn up to be.
The last time we had to have a political mission, we burnt down the town, so...
It's okay if it happens again.
Oops!
What's the advantage of the town being so shitty?
Exact, nobody's gonna notice.
Ah, Rashomon.
Oh, right, I forgot all about Rashomon. That if you're gonna watch any Kurosawa film, that's the one to watch.
I will
Rashomon
keep
is.
that in
Why
mind.
limit yourself? There's so many good ones.
Alright, night guys.
And you should
Thanks,
watch,
folks.
yeah, there's so many. Sleep well, everyone, and
Yeah, talk to you all later.
see you all later.
Ciao for now.
Yes.